Well, terrible Thursday for the equity markets. Not just 5,000, but 49.50 as well was conclusively broken in trade. We clocked an intraday low of about 49.30, and these are levels we haven't seen since June 2010. Technically, 4,700 to 4,800 is what most traders are watching out for, because that is where you're seeing maximum put concentration. Sectorally, it's pointless to talk about the kind of individual stock pain that you saw, because be it banks, they were the weakest links from start of today's trading session, IT, real estate, which in any case has been at the bottom of the heap. Not just that, you had pressure building up for autos, oil and gas, capital goods, FMCG. It's only a handful of stocks which saw some bit of technical rebound finally kicking in. So DLF and JP Associates, as well as Hero MotoCorp and Reliance Communications are the only one. The advance decline ratio as well, it was a gaping yawn between the advances and the declines taking over by a huge margin. Pointless talking about individual stocks. Mozabear 11.5% down. Ericomp losing about 9%, and Tech Mahindra shaving off nearly 8%. Let's see, keep a close eye in terms of how the global cues pan out, because we seem to be taking our cues from them. With that, it's back to you guys in the studio.
Okay, Aisha, with the market report. The question is, what is India doing about this global crisis, and how worried is our finance minister? Pranab Mukherjee today spoke to ETNOW, admitting that managing inflation is becoming tough given the global crisis.
Food inflation at the level of 9% is not acceptable. Given the difficult situation, we are trying to ensure that the rate of inflation is moderated. I hope the monetary policy adopted by RBI, along with the various measures taken by ministry, it would be possible to have a moderating influence on the inflationary front.
That's the finance minister speaking exclusively to ETNOW. But let's now focus on the commodities universe as well, because on the back of this massive sell-off in global equity markets, we've seen crude prices tumble sharply in trade as well, and obviously gold has spiked up as well. Shivani Muthanna joins us with an update in the world of commodities. Shivani.
Right, clearly investors dumping equities and rushing into gold in today's session. You're looking at gold touching a fresh lifetime high, $17 an ounce is where the precious metal is trading right now. But earlier in the trading session, you saw gold hitting a high of $18.25 an ounce. So watch out for a higher uptick on that metal going forward, largely on global growth concerns. Crude prices, meanwhile, have tumbled on the prospect of declining demand. So you've got NYMEX trading at about $81.5 to $82 a barrel right now, down about 5%. Brent crude is also lower by about 2.5 to 3% in trade. That's NYMEX for you at $83 an ounce. Take a quick look at currencies as well. You've got the US dollar holding firm. The similar case on the yen, as investors are rushing to the relative safety of both currencies at this point.
Shivani Muthanna with all of this. Keeping a close eye and following the crisis. Thanks very much. Of course, what should you be looking out for from an Indian standpoint? What are your cues for tomorrow? Nikunj Dalmia, stocks editor, is right here this evening to give you the heads up on that story. Hang in there. We're coming back with Nikunj.
Also up ahead, the big corporate stories. M&A regulated to probe Unitech, Omax, or Parshvanath. That's a big ETNOW exclusive up ahead on the show. And also we'll talk about Kane's minority shareholders revolting against independent directors on the board. All those stories right after this break on Business Tonight.
Also, Formula One gets Bharti Airtel as title sponsor. F1 calling ahead.
This show brought to you by IBM. Let's build a smarter planet. Kirloskar, enriching lives. Bridgestone, your journey, our passion.
East or west, north or south, feel our presence. South Indian Bank. Experience next generation banking.
If experience counts the most, Rajat Bose's analysis can reap you the richest dividends. Get the most accurate predictions from the charts veteran on Buy Now, Sell Now, only on ETNOW.
idea that could bring about real change? Submit your idea at sparktherise.com for a chance to make it a reality. Mahindra. Rise.
Hey Manmeet, enjoying your drive?
Yeah, pretty much. लेकिन ये टेस्ट कब स्टार्ट हो रहा है?
Start तो हो चुका है. There's a laptop in the back seat and a Reliance Net Connect dongle in the glove compartment. Good luck. You have to escape, पर दरवाजे locked हैं.
You're crazy!
आराम से Manmeet. What's the hurry? Go, go, go!
For lightning fast surfing and browsing at up to 28 Mbps. Move up to the network with MIMO technology. Reliance Net Connect. It's fast. Are you?
Reliance.
Welcome back. You're with Business Tonight right here on ET. Now there's mayhem on global equity markets. Wall Street tanked about 5% in trade on the back of poor cues coming out of Europe. There you have it. Nasdaq down 4.4%. Dow right now down about 3.4%. S&P also down almost 4%. There's weakness across the board in global equities. Even Europe was down between 4 to 5% in trade. It's a big market meltdown. Shelley?
That's right. Taking you straight to the stocks editor here at ETNOW is Nikunj Dalmia. He joins us because cues for tomorrow are going to be critical. Nikunj, what do you make of this evening's mayhem, and therefore, what are your expectations?
Hi, Shelley. Good evening. Yes, it's gloom and doom out there. US futures or US markets have plunged. European markets have collapsed. The fear trade indeed has made a comeback. What is fear trade? Fear trade is very simple to understand. Global volatility index has gone up, and traders currently are selling stocks not because they want to sell stocks, but they're selling stocks because of risk aversion. What it means for Indian markets tomorrow, very simple to understand: a gap down, and Indian markets will slip further after the gap down. The problem for Indian markets currently are two. Number one, Indian markets are underperforming regional markets, and two, today the heart of the market got hit. Banking and IT stocks, where ownership patterns are very large, those two sectors today led the decline. Banking has 22% weightage on the Nifty. IT stocks has about 15% weightage on the Nifty. So 40% of the market today led the decline. That's never a good sign. Also, so far, domestic institutional investors have been protecting the market, and today, guess what? Even they were missing. Let me also introduce and welcome Dharmesh Mehta now, represents Enam Securities. Dharmesh, what is the sense from some of your top institutional clients? Are they panicking, or they still are of the view that India is the place they want to buy on every decline?
Well, so far we've not received any panic calls, but of course, obviously, people are still concentrating more on their own market, which is the US and Europe, which is in turmoil right now. And till the time they don't get clarity what's happening in those markets, it's not that they're going to come here in a rush. And also on the other side, if the valuations start becoming attractive for India, which they have been and continues to be as soon as when it keeps on falling, what you'll see is, right now we are in a current policy, a government freeze mode. So if at all you see some kind of reform policies going ahead, happening, like all these important bills which are there in the parliament getting passed through, few of them not at all, I think the confidence will be back. I think so they're looking more for ground reality here, wherein they can get some signals to confidently come back to this market.
Dharmesh, I know it's hard to talk levels in a market like this, but what is your own sense? How much pain are we likely to see tomorrow? Do you see a significant fall in the Nifty tomorrow?
It may open with a gap down, and obviously the markets in US have just opened. It's more important what it closes. So any kind of volatility that has been in last few weeks, you don't know what's going to close. So either it closes at 500 points plus down, or it recovers and closes only 50 to 100 points will determine how the Indian markets open tomorrow. So it's too early to give a call how bad it will open. Obviously it will be weak, but it's not in a state where you should be panicking in this kind of a state.
Dharmesh, experts are of the view that this is not 2008. So what are the chances that we may not go down the 2008 way, but we may not also recover the 2009 way?
Well, yeah, you're not going to recover the 2009 way because it was straight away a V curve. I would say it will take time. Things have to stabilize. And as I said earlier, people need to see reforms from the government. So they are looking more from indicators from the government, how they are going to tackle this crisis. And don't forget, the commodity prices going down is actually good news for India. So if oil goes down and the other commodities in the world which have already gone down, it actually helps us to control the inflation. So there are some positives in this fall in the global world. I think this is only one big thing which people will look at is more on the policies from the government now.
Dharmesh Mehta, appreciate your time and thank you so very much for accommodating this interview request. Shelley, the simple story here is that it's easy to guess what will happen tomorrow morning. A gap down. The difficult part is that after the gap down, what is in store for us? And you cannot sugarcoat this one. Global volatility index has gone up. Foreign institutional investors have turned net sellers. So you've got to fasten your seat belts for some bumpy ride tomorrow.
Indeed so. An eye on tomorrow's opening is very crucial. Nikunjania, thanks very much. You're the one who's going to be bringing that opening for everyone. So brace up for that. Well, that's the story we're tracking on the markets, but we've got plenty more lined up ahead. Some big stories you need to know about. Unitech, Omax, Pasavnath are all under the lens of the monopoly watchdog. And Kane's shareholders are opposing a royalty deal. Those are coming up.
And also some big news in the auto space. Honda gives its hatchback Jazz a huge facelift with a brand new price tag. It now is priced at just 5.5 lakh rupees. Will it shake up the hatchback market? We'll tell you in just a bit.
This show brought to you by LG Home Appliances. Hettich Fittings, German quality you can trust. Killer Dio, who's the man?
Hettich Fittings. Make furniture work beautifully. Hettich Fittings. German quality you can trust.
Hello and welcome. You're joining me, Shelley Chopra, on Tea Time. It's a special episode. Why? Because it comes to you from the beautiful environments of Mauritius.
You need to enjoy what you're doing. More you get to do, the more exciting lives get, and you just move on.
Siu Meng Tang compares a passion for life with the game of golf in a special series from Mauritius on Tea Time with me, Shelley Chopra.
Brought to you by Honda City. Now starts at 7.49 lakhs. Clay Global SIM Service. It's your call.
Color Dreams from Gambhir Paints.
Congratulations. बहुत बड़ी रकम है.
Thanks.
कोई खास प्लान?
सबसे पहले होम लोन चुकाएंगे पूरा.
आपके प्रीपेमेंट चार्जेस भी छोटे लगेंगे.
प्रीपेमेंट चार्जेस?
लोन जल्दी भरने का चार्ज?
पैसे देने के भी पैसे लगेंगे?
Don't worry, हमारा लोन एक्सिस बैंक से है.
आपका सोल्यूशन एक्सिस बैंक होम लोन्स विद जीरो प्रीपेमेंट चार्जेस. एक्सिस बैंक आपका सोल्यूशन.
आजकल तुम मेरी तरह देखते भी नहीं हो.
हाँ माँ, बाकी सब ठीक है ना?
अब इंडिया हो गया है 3G बेबी जी, 3G सुनो आबादी.
What an idea, sir ji. No baby, 3G.
The top stories on business tonight. After slapping a 600 crore rupee fine on DLF, the monopoly watchdog now clamps down on 3 other real estate majors, Unitech, Pasavnath and Omax, under the scanner.
Kane's minority shareholders revolt against the royalty deal struck with ONGC, say independent directors dealt them a bad deal.
It's an all-out war in the hatchback space. A day after Maruti launches a new Swift, Honda hits back with a new Jazz with a price tag of 5.5 lakh rupees.